Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 220. Today is Friday, August 3rd, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
Reunited, and it feels so
good.
good.
Oh yeah, back in the building.
Back in the house. Why's out? What's going on, Banger Committee?
Oh yeah.
We'll give everybody a couple minutes. We didn't have any free Bitcoin winners from yesterday. Nobody answered the question. So that one is dead and gone.
That's all good.
Cornelius Broad next. What's going on at full strength? That's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll just go ahead and hop into the top stories today, then straight off the bat. First one is New York Stock Exchange operator announces new global digital assets platform and plans Bitcoin's future launch. A lot going on in stock exchange, but it looks like Intercontinental Exchange ICE, the operator of 23 leading global exchanges, including the New York Stock Exchange, has announced plans to create a Microsoft Cloud-powered, open and regulated, global ecosystem for digital assets, according to a press release published today, August 3rd.
Oh yeah.
The new company, NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, is forming. Is called the BACT, B-A-K-K-T, and will work alongside a marquee group of enterprises that includes BCG, Microsoft, Starbucks, and a lot of other people to create a new ecosystem. Are we seeing this new government-backed money right now being formed?
Looks like it. I feel like the CEO of the company who owns NYSE would, either come out either the dinosaur way and say it's not ready yet, sort of like what UBS is saying, or they could, try and bridge that divide between Wall Street and crypto and try and create some a type of product. Because I can go ahead and tell you right now, if they don't have something, they're gonna have some people pretty mad at them because, in my opinion, it will become, a global currency that is mainstream. It will take some time, but people are already using it as a currency, so they're just kind of catching up to it. It is good to see that they have a plan going forward, even if they don't execute it correctly. You have a lot of people who don't want it to be mainstream, whatever, but at least they have a plan. I mean, some of these companies are still sitting there saying, twiddling their thumbs, saying it's not ready for production or whatever when it's been being used the last 9 years. So good to see there, and shout out to them because that asset trading platform, it already has the reputation, so to say, for long-term investors. Then you throw in cryptocurrencies, that'll bring in people who have that trust for them. So good to see there, definitely.
Investors in the BACT ecosystem are expected to include Microsoft's venture capital arm, Mike Novogratz, Galaxy Digital, Alan Howard, Pantera Capital, of course, is a huge one that just came out, and then Susquehanna International Group, I believe that's out of Canada as well. So a lot of big groups are going to be involved in it. So again, bullish indicator, people, these are multi-million, multi-billion-dollar groups. They're not going to jump in there to lose money.
Oh yeah, and it is a funny quote the guy said. He said, "There is a trend I can't ignore. People put more faith in a guy named Satoshi Nakamoto than they do in the U.S. Fed," which is crazy, but very true. Right. I believe in math more than I do in humans, so to say, because they can mess up like everybody else. Math either works or it doesn't. So
right. What's going on, Keys, Kevin Hodges, Alec G. Keys said, did you guys notice CMC Bitcoin price and exchange price are completely off?
Yeah.
I didn't take a peek at it.
Somebody was saying CoinMarketCap might have got hacked or hit, or maybe they just had a mistake going on. But yeah, CMC was a little bit off this morning.
That's those new APIs you're paying $700 for, people.
Yeah, I know.
What's going on, Clove 71, Gia Rodriguez. There we go.
What's up?
Yep, $1,000 candle apparently, but it's since been fixed, said Alec. There we go. Appreciate Alec. Marcellus Love was going back. What's going on?
What's going on, everybody on Facebook Cruise? Yeah,
all right.
And disappear.
Counterparties could foot the bill for 416 million Bitcoin futures trade shortfall on OKEx. We talked about this yesterday, but kind of going along with it because they finally released a statement. It looks like that they actually asked the person who's holding the contract to stop, to cancel some of them or to close some of them, and they're quoted as saying, however, the client refused to cooperate, which led to our decision of freezing the client's account to prevent further positions increasing. Shortly after this, unfortunately, the Bitcoin price tumbled, causing the liquidation of the account. That's kind of messed up if you froze the account.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, what do you mean you asked them to stop? Is your platform not ready to take this volume to hold it? So that's kind of weird to me. And then for the person who didn't stop, on the flip side, why didn't you stop?
Yeah.
How much is enough?
Yeah, exactly.
So fault on both sides, but it looks like, yesterday we were saying they were rumored to have a 10 Bitcoin insurance fund. I said that was like extremely low, so they're saying now they have more, right?
Oh yeah, they're saying that they had an infusion of 2,500 Bitcoins in order to take the loss, basically make it a social loss, so to say. So the futures community all took a hit, so to say. But OKEx, it is kind of weird that they only had an insurance fund of 10 Bitcoins. They didn't think something like this couldn't happen, but apparently their risk management engine was working overtime, and they had to do this. And I'm glad they actually put out a statement. They actually, stayed in contact to make people know, their funds are safe. But that is kind of weird that they asked the dude to close. I mean, I could only imagine somebody emailing me like, "Hey, could you please close your position? We don't have enough liquidity." Like, that's kind of weird. But if they do ask,
look at me.
If they do ask,
I
take
am
the
the
hint.
captain now. Your exchange is mine then.
Yeah, exactly. If they do ask, take the hint. They don't have.
Right.
They
try to tell them. They're like, so they say, because exchanges do lie out their teeth, people. So they say they allegedly try to ask them. We need to find this person to ask them. He's like, man, they ain't say nothing.
They didn't say anything. I didn't find out till y'all found
out.
Right. But they said they're implementing an anti-manipulation policy tomorrow, which is. I want to see it. What is anti-manipulation? What that mean? No more bots? Does
sounds centralized, exactly.
Yeah.
Fed the realtor said not very decentralized.
Not very decentralized, exactly. Yeah. Well, none of these exchanges are decentralized. I mean, they brought centralization to the space. It's on us to keep it decentralized because people can move away from that platform and then create something else. So definitely something to look at there. And I like the fact that OKEx did keep up with telling people we put out a statement, this and that. However, it is kind of a bad thing to see that they try to get somebody to force close an account. Because whenever the volume does pick up, you might have 4 or 5 people like that. Then what do you do? I mean, you might get sued for over $1 billion or so dollars at that point.
And then the clawback, of course, which we kind of talked about yesterday, which is going to be covered by the counterpart traders, where if you shorted and you actually made money, you did the right thing, the exchange is going to say, not so fast.
Oh yeah. Even if you're doing the right thing.
It's actually somebody's Twitter name in crypto, I believe. So it's pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
World's second largest Bitcoin miner, Canaan Creative, releases Bitcoin mining television set. How cool is this, people? If it actually works, of course. Canaan Creative, the world's second largest Bitcoin mining hardware manufacturer, has launched what it claims to be the first ever Bitcoin mining television set. The South China Morning Post reported August 2nd.
Oh man.
Dubbed the Avalon Miner inside, the appliance has a processing power 2.8 hash per second, reportedly powered by AI, as well as being capable of taking voice commands. So wow, what's going on? Is this real? Man. Is this going to work, or is this something that they hope to see come out soon?
Well, it does sound a little bit of fluff is thrown in there. I don't know if you're going to get 2.8 trillion hashes from a TV. But we haven't seen the infusion of artificial intelligence in cryptocurrency completely yet. So this is one of the things we say where we're so early in cryptocurrency, we're not even sure what inventions, we were talking about this yesterday, we're not sure what inventions will be here next year that'll take it forward. Yeah. This looks like one of them that will be, because if, in the Internet of Things, if you can literally make money while you watch TV, I mean, I don't really see how the game is going to change. Yeah,
TV is going to be running 24/7.
24/7, and then not just TVs. Like we said, you get the Internet of Things hooked up.
Toaster. I'm always toasting.
Fridge.
I'm always microwave.
I stay in the fridge. You know, you're just gonna have different stuff around, or even the electrical grid itself that you use. The excess electricity could mine cryptocurrency.
That's true as well.
These are all business models that we've seen from people. They're just getting started, but it is good to see an actual product come out. They did file for a $1 billion IPO, so they've made some money, doing it their way from before. So they have enough money for research for this. However, it does remain to be seen if they can pull off 2.8 trillion hashes. What's the electricity cost? Some people's TV might short. You got to do all this stuff, risk management stuff, and
not even TV. It's talking about Hong Kong too. For those who don't know, Hong Kong's an old city, people.
Oh man.
Beijing and Shanghai is way more updated. So with that being said, I don't even know. And of course, just because it's made there doesn't mean that's gonna be their primary market. But if Hong Kong was the target market of where you're gonna sell some of these TVs to, I don't even think some of their infrastructure right now, as far as electricity, could handle it. Yeah. And some of those buildings are so old. You talk about putting in a brand new TV and is mining, like half the building's power might go out. Yeah. So
you might have 2.8 trillion hashes, but no house.
Right, exactly. So we don't even know how their electric grid can hold up, because it is an old city. So that'll be interesting to see as well. But shout out to Canaan though for moving technology forward, because There may have been other people to think about it, but at least they're, the ones that throw their name in the hat the first time, see if this works, go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
So
Somebody else is going to come out with something. Next week it's going to be something. It's going to be a handheld or your TV, TVR, TVOK, can mine cryptocurrency.
Right? They're coming. We here already?
Oh, yeah.
Let's jump on it. So shout out to that. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And an apparent first high times to accept crypto in its IPO.
Oh, yeah.
Cannabis Culture Media Organization High Times Holding Corp will accept cryptocurrency's initial public offering. High Times, in doing so, it will reportedly be the first traditional stock offering ever to accept investments in cryptos. That's true.
Shout out to High Times Magazine.
High Times has been a preeminent source of cannabis information since 1974. They had the High Times Cup for different marijuanas and cannabises every year. If you don't know, huge people. And then this is also big in the fact that if High Times does do this and it works, we might see this adoption of crypto in the marijuana industry speed up. Something they want to do. They're on the sidelines because the government is ready to come in and crack some heads at a moment's notice, and nobody wants that beef with those thugs. So in the meantime, everybody's been sitting back. But I think this would be a step in the right direction to see a traditional IPO be launched and accept cryptocurrency as a way for paying for things. So.
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they have this plan to start, we already know people are going to copy whatever you do if it works. And if IPOs can start accepting Bitcoin, Ethereum, I can see a lot of ICOs going away just like that, like overnight, over the next few months. Because if it works and the SEC approves it and people can...
They're just going to use their own... Hey, we don't got to switch no more.
Yeah, it's like, we don't even got to switch no more. We'll just run an IPO and we'll just accept cryptocurrencies. Right. And then, there's a lot that can come out of that because the initial coin offering process still hasn't been, fully regulated, or the SEC hasn't really come out with a statement. So they can still go, so to say, but you can just get a regulation A, from the SEC and then do an IPO. Why even try, with the ICO process? Because that's a whole nother thing that they have to go through. So that is good to see, and High Times has been around for a long time. It does bode well for the cannabis industry because one of the hardest parts is moving cash or being able to invest in these companies. I did hear a story about a few people invested in a company in Canada, and now they can't leave Canada. Like, they won't allow them to leave now. So, it's certain places, in the U.S., hopefully that won't happen, but more people can invest now with these type of companies, and then further along down the line, cannabis companies directly. So.
And want me to tell you how bad U.S. regulators are, that they didn't even think of this. They were so busy trying to regulate and to criminalize ICOs and cryptocurrency in general. They didn't stop and think, hey, what if we just accept crypto for our regular IPOs right now? Hey. They couldn't even think of that idea. You did everything to try to store cryptocurrency in the ICO process. You missed your own blessing.
And now you got to circle back and try to regulate this one.
You missed your own blessings, regulators, SEC, FINRA, CFTC, all you guys.
All the alphabet boys.
You were thinking about how to criminalize and regulate it. You didn't even think, hey, we could just accept it for our own system.
Yep.
And I guarantee you, if somebody would have came out with this 6 months ago in January when they all got back from their breaks and eating off the taxpayer dollars so they don't do any real work, they would have came back then and somebody in one of those meetings would be like, hey, let's just scrap everything we're doing to make more money. Let's just accept crypto. I mean, we would have saw a different last 6 months here.
Oh, yeah.
So with High Times doing this, with their IPO aiming to do this, if they're allowed to, quote unquote, because you're allowed to regardless, but if this works out and they move and they do this, I guarantee regulation will look different the next 6 months now, because people be like, oh, they didn't think about it. They literally didn't think about that. And this is a room full of people who are eating for free off us now.
Hey man, they are so far behind. It's funny watching them try and catch up to new innovation because they never can. You can never regulate something that doesn't exist. So there's always going to be new innovation.
This is a really good idea.
System. But that's a great idea right there. Yeah. And for the bigger companies or people that have the ability to raise money, like think about if Tezos just had an IPO. They wouldn't have had to go through the ringer in order for them to be structured a certain way and to, make sure the money is whatever. Just do an IPO and then they could have raised $230 million just like that and wouldn't have been any problem.
Or out that $230 million, just take 100 of that.
Yeah.
Call some local militia, and you can roll how you want to roll.
Yeah.
All right,
and tell them come take it.
We're doing this. We'll do it the hard way.
John McAfee way.
We like to do it the hard way. We like doing it the fun way.
Oh, yeah.
UBS Bitcoin must hit $213,000 to replace U.S. money supply. Zurich-based investment bank and financial services company Union Bank of Switzerland (UBS) has said that a Bitcoin price must hit nearly $213,000 to replace U.S. money supply. Bloomberg reported August 2nd.
Yeah.
What's going on? First, I thought they didn't believe in crypto. Now they're giving price points. What are you? What's UBS doing?
Well, see, UBS is doing the old Texas two-step. That's been happening with
funny.
every single big name, big bank. If you've been watching us long enough now, you've seen banks go from we hate
Texas
it, we don't like it, to we have a crypto trading desk, to we can't ignore it, we love it. And I believe UBS, they're playing both sides of the fence because they don't really want to come out and say anything bad against it. For one, they always claim we're bullish on blockchain. That's the first red flag. Secondly, they came out with this report stating that if Bitcoin can get to 213,000, it will replace global money, but it'll take a lot of time. And that, they also came out later and said Bitcoin isn't ready to be money. It's too unstable. It's too volatile. However, what they fail to understand is that it takes time for money to, become mainstream, but it is already money. The second that you sit Bitcoin and pay for something, that is considered money. But as a viable asset class, yes, it does need some more time. It does need more money pumped into it. But 213,000 per Bitcoin, if that replaces it, that could happen within the next 10 years. Even Jack, he was saying in the next decade or so, Bitcoin may be global money. So that is good to see that they've at least they're kind of cautious with their they accept that it is happening. But they gotta play both sides of the fence. They gotta say it's not ready yet. It's not volatile. While in the background, I'm sure they got patents pending, and they got people working on an onboarding process probably for people with Bitcoin. So good to see UBS say something. However, yes, they are playing both sides, I think.
John Sieber, hey. Christopher Lab, what's going on? S1 Dubs. That's right. Give an uppercut to that like and share button. People smash down on that.
Smash it.
Coke by Paris. Happy Friday. KH, what's going on? It's first comment of the day. Here we go.
Share it.
Yeah, but that's interesting to say. I feel like $213,000 a Bitcoin. People have talked about prices higher than that. So if that's what it takes to replace the U.S. money supply, we may see this happen before 2020 or around the 2020 happening. So
when's the McAfee bet? 2020?
Right.
2025. Yeah,
I think it's 2020.
2020, okay.
So this is something we could see happen sooner rather than later. So that is what's going down. Keep that bread, milk, and gunpowder dry, people.
I know, right?
Because if that gets replaced, the central bank is going to go nuts.
Hey, man. The Chinese are already disregarding us, and they're going on into their own way to make to keep their money back by something else.
I like how they got the Thug Life Shades meme on the Bitcoin and the US dollar. Like, what?
Man, I couldn't imagine seeing a six-figure. Well, I won't say that because I remember saying when it hit 1,000, it's like, man, can you imagine it was 4 figures? 5 figures isn't that far off. So
it hit 20,000 in a year. Who would have thought that happened?
Exactly. So
no coins for you. North Carolina rejects Bitcoin campaign donations. Had to talk about North Carolina because they continue to do what they've always done, and that's wait last to make a move.
I know, right?
North Carolina, didn't they do that with like slavery or something when they decided to leave? No, they left the Union last or something. They seated last or something.
Yeah, either last or second to last.
Or second last, or something like that, right?
Always slow, man.
It's like, come on now, you want to lead? North Carolina has barred electoral candidates in the state from accepting crypto or campaign donations made in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. This declaration is contained in a response from the North Carolina State Board of Elections campaign finance office to Emmanuel Wilder, a Republican candidate running for the seat in the state's legislators. Here's the crazy part, people. Again, just kind of give you a wrap up. We were talking about Jameson Locke from BitGo, who lives in Durham, North Carolina.
Yep.
You got Bitcoin Zay and myself. We went to North Carolina State. You got the co-founder of Coinbase, who recently left. People don't know this. He left last year. And that's when I knew some funny stuff was going on with Brian over there. But, him and Brian split, whatever. They built a great company together. He made his money. But he went to Duke University right there in Durham as well. So North Carolina has a lot of people in the crypto space, believe it or not, even though it's a banking state.
Cream capital is there.
Right. Yeah, cream capital. Banking state, but crypto folks are big there. So for them to come all out and ban it, to me, that is the banks talking to the regulators.
Oh,
like,
man.
Hey, come on. This is still they do a Wall Street style right now. This is still our state. Come on. We don't need this because, and I get it, because the minute you allow, candidates to accept crypto in North Carolina, that is directly telling the banks there, Bank of America is based there, all these big banks there, that's directly telling them the competition is officially here. This is real. And if that does happen, then you'll have crypto constituents. Then you'll start having to make crypto policies. Next thing you know, those banks in North Carolina might not look so favorable to the population. They're saying, hey, it looks like crypto's here to stay. So I see why they're doing it, but again, it's kind of a shame because you do have a lot of leaders in the crypto community from North Carolina. So for them to say you all can't give back to these politicians that are here, that says a lot. That says a lot.
Yeah. And I think Kim Stratch, whatever her name is, I believe that she doesn't understand how Bitcoin works. I think a lot of people in North Carolina, just being there the last few weeks, they still have this cryptic, mystic thought process that Bitcoin is private, it's for criminals, nobody's using it yet, so we shouldn't think about it. When in reality, like her quote says, we do not have the confidence that we could adequately regulate contributions to a political campaign in North Carolina in the form of cryptocurrency. How could you not? On the blockchain, it's public. You could literally say that you can only send it from, you could partner with Coinbase and, whoever, uphold some exchange where you have to give KYC information. You contribute from there, and the other contribution is taken away. It could be that simple. However, they're claiming that people could be anonymous and send whatever amount of money.
You still can't stop it. That's the case?
Exactly. I was going to say, it's almost impossible. However, in regular political contributions, we all know how it works. You can only give a certain amount. However, there are some people who can give even more based on their business. Yep, PACs, super PACs. And then, in turn, their business gets more business over time. We know how that works. Shake hands, do whatever.
Honestly, go ahead.
But don't hate on Bitcoin.
Right.
It's literally a public ledger. You can see who's sending it from what address.
And honestly, if, depending on who's running, let's not kid ourselves. We just saw this election. It literally was the worst of the worst when it comes to candidates.
Yeah.
You have one who wants to be a dictator. You have one who's like hell-bent on murdering people.
Yeah,
and you got one who's just like, all right, I want you all to work hard, and I want to give all your money away. So it was just craziness. But regardless of your political, whatever you feel, I will say, a lot of the candidates, we saw this last year. We saw this almost every year. They don't play fair. So it would not surprise me if somebody's running for governor or mayor of a big city or president or something. Oh, they're going to accept those donations. They're not going to, well, no, I can't. No, they're going to be like, look, we're going to set these donations. When I get in the office, we'll figure out the paperwork.
Got this Monero wallet.
Right. We'll figure out this paperwork to keep all of us out of jail.
Yeah.
But, again, I get it. To me, that's also a warning for, it's kind of like when it comes to, some of this new tech where they're saying this is illegal, this is criminal and all this. They want you to believe that, people. But I'm telling you now, if you think somebody's about to lose an election because they didn't accept an extra $100,000, $200,000 they could have used in crypto, you are out of your mind. You think I'm about to lose the election, become the next governor because I didn't take a couple $100,000? No. Listen,
it's happening.
NCAA style. All right,
exactly.
This is happening. You can keep the trophy once you find out what happened, and I'll change the rules on the other side.
Yeah. But say you have to send the money back. Austin Peterson, the guy from Missouri, he had to send back over $130K because it was over the limit of $5,400.
Right. Hey, that's
That's
cool.
very possible.
I'll send it back.
Yeah,
I'll send it back, but after I win.
Yeah, exactly. After this election. But it is pretty easy to track it if you have a wallet used just for that, or if there is some sort of way to do it through exchanges. Whatever. There are ways. It's just funny that they rejected it outright without saying. The right response would be, we're taking a look at it. We'll see, how it works. However, they're just like, nah, it's too anonymous.
They're thinking too small. You got to think how the government thinks. Too big to fail.
Yeah.
You get half the state's constituents on your side and have them all donate crypto to you, including the police force and all that. Then you can publicly say, yeah, we know what, we're not listening to you. Actually, we're going to go ahead and accept this.
Yeah.
And I'm running. And good luck on trying to stop me.
Yeah.
All right. So keep telling y'all, stop trying to play the winner's game. It's the reason why they're getting you to play their game.
Yeah. Or what people could do is, before they formally announce they're running for office, just put it out. Just be like, hey, I'm accepting
I'm
Bitcoin.
thinking about running.
I'm thinking about running. I'm going to need some money.
That's a good point.
And then when they elect it, they'll be like, oh, where'd you get this money?
People gave this to me a long time ago.
It's been my money. So there's ways around it. It's just, I'm ashamed of North Carolina. The rules are still so backwards. The people running it have no clue. I'm sure she hasn't read the white paper or any type of documentation.
We really get political. There's still some stuff in NC that can get you in some trouble. So.
Oh, man. Yeah.
John Siebert said that's just the USD price. That's true. 213,000 in Bitcoin is just USD. We're not even talking about other currencies. So you're right. If it were to hit 100,000 USD, that might wipe off half of the world's currencies right there. Honestly.
Yeah, true.
So I didn't. I didn't
some
think
commodities
about it.
too.
And some commodities
start moving over.
It's going to knock them right on out. S1 Dub said, once you can use Bitcoin to buy services necessary to run a political campaign, tracking donations will be very difficult. And soon, with privacy updates coming, it will be next to impossible. That's true as well.
Yeah, but you know what? In the Bitcoin economy, because he also said, as long as you don't have to convert political donations into fiat, imagine that somebody does run and they have over a million or millions in Bitcoin, and then they need to pay people in order to do it. They start paying them in Bitcoin. What do you think those people are going to do? Well, whoever they need to spend their Bitcoin with, they'll say, well, you accept Bitcoin.
They're going to be like, we own this Bitcoin.
Well, we accept Bitcoin. It's coming from, such and such. And then that's how you start that Bitcoin or blockchain economy going forward, where people are actually using the currency in order to pay for goods and services. And that's how you advance Bitcoin as a technology.
And that's when people are really going to realize, too, I think, that adoption, because, again, people, they do the stats, and these stats are actually, I won't say, I believe this one's not the other one, so that is subjective, but I get the perception of all these stats that come out and say, hey, out of all these people who own Bitcoin wallets or addresses, only this small percentage have actually used it or have actually done a transaction reportedly. So I do believe that percentage is very low, because we know a lot of people who have Bitcoin wallets, put money into it.
Haven't touched it since.
Spoke to actually one of our clients in our group the other day who was saying, hey, I got money floating around in all these different platforms. I don't know how to use it. So we're actually going to do we're going to be holding a live stream soon for all our members to make sure we walk everybody through. But that is a big part of the population of people who have money in wallets who are just like, hey, I haven't done anything with it. So once people start to actually use cryptocurrency and send it, like you said, if they get paid with it from their political campaign, then they just have it and they don't want to transfer it, then they pay somebody with it, whatever, they're really going to understand. They're going to be like, wait, so the banks and government don't own this or don't know anything about these transactions? I think that's when the light bulb's really going to click, like, oh, this has been around for 10 years? Like, yes, we've been trying to tell you don't need anybody else anymore. You're good. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like people who discovered websites 5 years ago.
Right.
Like, it's been around for a while.
That is true.
Some people just discover you can throw it up yourself.
And Harold George, that's the big thing. Government loves when you create a revenue stream for them. Do that, and they'll look the other way on a lot of things. So I think that's the big thing. The community as a whole, not just our community, almost every community does. When they come in, they're not thinking about that, because you still have that positive, high hopeful thing that government's all good. People, they're thugging. All right, that's the truth. So
corporate thug.
They're corporate thugging. So I'm with it. I think new companies. I mean, imagine if High Times is doing it with their IPO stuff in crypto. But if companies were to roll out and come up with that way, like just say you're doing an ICO, but you already have something set aside that says this percentage is going to go, you can't just say to the government because it sounds bad even though it's the truth.
Going to regulatory research.
Right, exactly. There you go. Oh. See, you do that right there and it's like, oh,
and
no.
You take some.
It's already included.
Yeah. Take a few regulatory people, be like, oh, we'll pay them, a salary to come in.
We already have this included in the price. Then that's true. It's going to change. So I think moving forward, and that's an important lesson for all of us, as much as we want to fight back, that could be the way to find a compromise as we move forward. It's like, look, we already know we're going to have to put the money away, pay these guys off over here because they got the military and police force. And yeah, that's that. So
yeah, that's good to see though.
All right, for the free Bitcoin day, what are we doing? Have any ideas already?
Let's do a prediction for the free Satoshis today. We talked about if Bitcoin passes 213,000 in price, it will be a global currency. If Bitcoin passes that price, what date do you think will happen? The actual month, date, and year that you think that will happen.
Tell us why.
And tell us why. Absolutely. Give us a good explanation. If you think it'll be tomorrow, let us know. If you think it'll be 2030, let us know why. If you think it'll be never, if you think it won't ever hit that price point, let us know that as well, and we'll send those free Satoshis.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
All right, other than that, people, thanks for watching. Got a lot of announcements for next week as well. And again, we're going to start rolling out slowly some of our videos for our members only. I think one of the first few was the BitMEX one.
Yeah.
Because I think people are hungry for that one.
Absolutely.
And that should be a nice little boost on the channel during this all time. But just make sure you pay attention. And of course, World Crypto Con, October 31st, November 2nd. Our discount code is floating above us right there. KBRE 250 for $250 off the general admission ticket. So there we go. That's when Dub says the same date that I purchased my offshore residence. Look, make sure they got a guest room back there. I'm gonna be up in there, and I'm inviting 10 people to come too. I'm sure it's gonna be big.
Oh yeah, all I need is a couch.
There we go.
It's all good.
All right, cheers, folks. Have a good one. Happy Friday.
You all have a good one.